Hello. The next question is the role of Vice President of India as the Chairman of Rajya Sabha is a crucial aspect of country's parliamentary system. So whatever you know about the Vice President, you write it please. Okay. So we'll begin with an introduction. In this you can say about the constitutional provisions as well. Okay. Article 64 of the Constitution designates Vice President as the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay. So it emphasizes two roles as a vice president, as the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So it represents a unique position. It means that we know that vice president is a ceremonial role, but this particular role or dual responsibility extends his duties beyond the ceremonial duties into conducting the sessions of Rajya Sabha or presiding over the session of the Rajya Sabha as its chairman. So like what all things he has to do in this Rajya Sabha, he presides over the discussions and he maintains the order, decorum of the house, and then ensures that debates are happening and conducted smoothly within this. For example, whenever there is chaos or aggressiveness shown by like ruling party or opposition, he will be intervening. During the debates recently on the GS2 bill, not recently, during the GS2 bill discussion, chairman's role in managing discussion was instrumental because there was huge tussle between ruling party and opposition party. This kind of active involvement in the debates as a neutral moderator, that is one aspect. Apart from this, he can do the casting vote. Normally during the voting he won't be casting a vote, but if in the case of a tie in the matter of discussion, he will be exercising a casting vote. You know, like in the case of a tie, if someone exercises casting vote, that can sway the decision in one way or the other in the direction in which he votes. So an example of this decisive vote was seen during the discussion on labor reforms, where his or chairman's vote played a decisive role. So this pivotal voting role, okay, now I am going to tell you how to connect with the next point. Okay, this pivotal role underscores or highlights his significance in the matters of legislation. Now you talk about legislative process. What is his role? His consent is required in bringing up certain bills to the house. Then he once again, if you want to write one example, there was one instance when not one instance, there are many instances. One example, if I am telling, he facilitated the introduction of a bill aimed at enhancing consumer protection. That is consumer protection bill. He facilitated and promoted its debate, and then which subsequently underwent rigorous debates. So such kind of facilitation can happen from the chairman. He can his permission is required to introduce certain bills. So these kind of roles are done by the vice president as a part of his legislative involvement. Now, apart from this legislative involvement, this vice president represents the Rajya Sabha. Okay, he represents the upper house. That is one thing that you have to write. Then he maintains the ethos. He maintains the ethos of the house. Okay, why you want to maintain the ethos of the house? Because house is a place where frequent chaos or aggressive discussions happen. Okay, heated arguments between ruling party and opposition party happens. Okay, for example, you can if you remember, there was heated arguments on the agricultural reforms. Okay, the APMC Act kind of thing. You remember the farmers protest and all. So at that time, the chairman's efforts in maintaining the decorum was crucial to form a constructive dialogue. So that is one thing. So legislative process, while during legislative process, maintaining the ethos is a it's an important point. Then apart from the conducting discussion, okay, we have discussed sufficiently about the legislative point of view. Apart from that, as a head of the house, he will be appointing the members and chairman to various parliamentary committees. Okay, these parliamentary committees are being appointed to have a legislative oversight over the bills being discussed. For example, there was a multi-party committee appointed for reviewing a contentious land acquisition policy. Okay, that is a multi-party committee. That means all parties will be having representation. So controversies or grievances can be addressed suitably. So this is being done by this particular chairman. So that is his important role. Now that is one thing. Yeah, this point I thought of writing as a connecting hint, but I'll explain that. Then like constitutional stability, apart from all these like parliamentary related aspects, legislative role we have discussed. Now I just want to go to the other dimensions. That is, apart from all these things, he maintains the constitutional stability. Like constitutional stability means that is having a multi-dimensional explanation that can have. One thing is that he, even though we know that Lok Sabha can be dissolved at any time, but Rajya Sabha is a continuing body, so a person who is heading the Rajya Sabha will be responsible for the functioning of the Rajya Sabha. He has to ensure that even though Lok Sabha is not functioning, the things are happening in Rajya Sabha. So he maintains the constitutional stability. Apart from that, he is the person who is ready to assume the president's duty if needed. If the president is absent or he is on an abroad trip, this person or the vice president is like ready to assume the duties. So in that aspect also he maintains the constitutional stability. Also you can say that as this point, when you are writing about the president, vice president being ready to assume the president's duty, you can say that he is part of now executive and legislature. Legislature we told as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Now when he is assuming the head of the president, assuming the role of the president, he is part of the executive as well, head of the executive as well. So these kind of things are there. Definitely you can tell about that, executive and legislature. Apart from all these things, he is doing a few other functions. One, he is representing the upper house. Like representing the upper house means what? Where during the diplomatic events he will be representing the Rajya Sabha. At times he will be representing the Indian Parliament as well in bilateral diplomatic events. So that shows why Rajya Sabha has a role in the international engagement. Okay, fine. That thing you can tell. I have written certain connecting points for easy explanation, but now I am deleting it. It's not needed. Yeah. Then constitutional balance. Constitutional balance. Yeah, we already told. Yeah, as a part of the constitutional stability itself, we can say this point. You can say that he contributes, okay, as the vice president role as the chairman of Rajya Sabha contributes to the checks and balances within the Indian parliamentary democracy. Like how? When mediating the contentious battle between the ruling party and opposition parties, he maintains a balanced discussion. So he is having a role in the constitutional balance as well. So you can conclude that vice president's role as the chairman of Rajya Sabha, encompassing their engagement in legislative. We saw that he will be appointing the parliamentary committee members. He will be the head of upper house. He will be maintaining the decorum, order, ensuring that the debates are happening smoothly. He manages the ethos of the particular legislature. Then he will be facilitating the introduction of certain bills. We told about consumer protection bill, etc. Then you can talk about that certain bills need to be introduced. That means his permission is needed, kind of thing. So his then again his casting vote role. So these are the legislative aspect. Then procedural aspect, like his permission is needed in introducing the bill and all. Then representative aspects, he is the head of Rajya Sabha. At times he represents the Rajya Sabha or the entire parliament in diplomatic or bilateral events. So this exemplifies, apart from that, what all points we told, constitutional stability. He is ready to assume the role of the president. He maintains the checks and balances within the parliament. Then what all things we said, apart from this thing, he ensures the continuous functioning of the Rajya Sabha, even if Lok Sabha is dissolved. So such kind of points you can write. It exemplifies the intricate interplay between constitutional officers in upholding the democratic framework. What are constitutional officers? Like executive, legislature, many other things. So and vice president and chairman of Rajya Sabha, both are constitutional officers in upholding India's democratic framework. We saw all these things in this answer. Thank you.